Say Selenium Class 1 Introduction to Selenium. In this session, I am going to explain 4 topics. First one, what is Selenium? What is Selenium? Next, Selenium components are Selenium's tool suite. Selenium components, or you can say Selenium's tool suite. Selenium's tool suite. Next, advantages and disadvantages of Selenium. Advantages and disadvantages. Disadvantages of Selenium. Next, Selenium environment setup. See, just a theoretical approach. In practical chapters, I will show how to set up Selenium. Selenium environment setup. Environment setup. Okay. Say first I am taking what is Selenium. What is Selenium? Just a minute. Say first point, Selenium. Selenium is a suite of software tools to automate web browsers. Selenium is a suite of software tools, to automate web browsers. Try to understand this point. Here, 2 important points. First one, suite of software tools. Second one, automate web browsers. See, Selenium is not a single tool like UFT, formerly QTP, another tool in this category, functional and regression testing category. Nowadays, Selenium and UFT are market competitors. See, Selenium is not a single tool like UFT, RFT, Silk Test, Test Complete, Test Partner, etc. It is a suite of software tools. In these tools, we have 4 tools that we will discuss in second topic. Just remember, Selenium is not a single tool, suite of tools. Next, automate web browsers means it is only for automating web applications, not other applications. Web applications only. It doesn't automate desktop applications. For example, UFT, formerly QTP. UFT can automate desktop applications as well as web applications, but Selenium automates web applications only. It doesn't support desktop applications. Say Selenium can automate computer web applications and mobile web applications also. Okay, now this point, Santosh, suite of tools and automate web browsers.
Yes.
Any confusion? Madhavi, did you understand this concept? Suite of tools as well as automate browsers.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Madhuri, are you following? Madhuri.
Sir, I have a question. Does UFT will it be able to do automate mobile applications?
Yes, nowadays in latest versions of UFT, they implemented mobile center. It automates
Okay.
some mobile applications also.
Okay.
Okay, all of you put mute. Madhuri, respond. Are you following? Okay. Saloni, are you following? Next.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Next, Selenium is an open source. Selenium is an open source software mainly used for functional testing, mainly used for functional and regression test automation and regression testing. See, here also 2 points. One is open source, another is used for functional and regression test automation. See, first open source code available on net, anybody can download and use. Selenium is open source. Just a minute. Released under the Apache 2 license. Say, first we discussed it is open source. Anybody can download and use with free of cost. Then what is this Apache 2 license? Say, it has some objective. Anybody can download and use all Selenium projects. Here every tool is one project. Selenium IDE one project, Selenium WebDriver, Selenium RC, Selenium Grid. Anybody can download and use Selenium with free of cost. Next, anybody can modify the source code if required. Next, anybody can distribute the source code. Suppose you downloaded Selenium and modified some features and distribute to other companies or friends, etc. Anybody can download and use. Anybody can modify the code. Next, anybody can distribute the code. But selling the distributed code is not allowed. It is not commercial purpose. It is not for commercial purpose. See, the main objective of Apache 2 license is selling the modified code is not allowed. Suppose I downloaded Selenium, I have programming knowledge, modified some features and selling to another company or another person, that is not allowed. Getting this point, Santosh? Did you understand this
Yes.
Apache 2 license objective?
Yes.
What are the what is the objective?
The selling of the modified code is not allowed.
Not allowed. But anybody can download, anybody
and
can
use.
download and use. Next, anybody can download and modify the code and use. Next, anybody can download and modify and distribute the code. But selling the modified code is not allowed. It is not for commercial purpose, free to use. Next, mainly used for functional and regression test automation. Okay, other tools in this category. What are the other tools? Just awareness. What are the other tools in this category? Madhuri, functional and regression test automation category. Other tools. Madhuri not responding. Praveen Rao not responding. Sridevi not responding. Venkat also not responding. See, there is no meaning of live session, interactive program. Try to use proper voice devices at least by tomorrow. Continue, Prithvipal. Other tools in this category, functional and regression testing category. Prithvipal Singh.
Yes, sir. QTP.
QTP. See, now new name is UFT, Unified Functional Testing.
Yeah, UFT.
Nearly 2 years back changed that name. Now UFT, Unified Functional Testing, formerly Quick Test Professional, QTP. Next, UFT, HP UFT, vendor is HP. Next, IBM RFT, Rational Functional Tester. Next, Micro Focus Silk Test. Next, Test Complete, Test Partner, etc. But important
Widely
in
used
this category, Selenium,
Selenium
next
and UFT.
UFT. Okay. Okay, na, Santosh, these 2 points.
Yes.
Next, Selenium. Selenium supports various programming environments. See, Selenium supports various programming environments. Programming environments. For example, MS Windows, it supports MS Windows. Next, Linux, it is Unix flavor. Next, Macintosh, Apple
There is
OX,
programming.
etc. Just
There
a
is
minute. Let me complete it. See, Selenium supports various operating environments. Selenium supports various operating environments. Okay, na Pradipal? Selenium supports various operating environments. MS, Windows, Linux, Mac, etc. Okay, na Pradipal? Somebody tried to ask na?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir. I was asking, sir.
Okay, cool. What is the meaning? Say, suppose our application AUT, application under test. Suppose our application under test deployed on Windows. You can use Selenium for test automation. Suppose our application under test deployed on Linux environment. You can use Selenium. Next, suppose our application on Mac environment. You can use Selenium. If it is UFT, Unified Functional Testing from HP, formerly Quick Test Professional QTP, supports Microsoft Windows only. UFT doesn't support Linux, Mac, etc. environments. UFT supports Windows environment only, Windows operating environment only, doesn't support Linux, Mac, etc. environments. Okay, now getting this point, Madhavi.
Yes, sir.
Next, come to programming environment. See, Selenium supports various programming environments to write programs. Here in this scenario, program means test script. See, developer's point of view, program meaning different. Our testing point of view, here program means test script. Test scripts. See, to write programs. Selenium supports various programming languages to write programs. You can choose any one of those languages. No need to choose multiple languages. Any one. See, nowadays most of the Selenium testers using Java. Nearly 70 8%. In our training program also we will discuss Java. You try to use Java only. Why Java? Why can't we use other languages? That we will discuss in Java for Selenium chapter. Okay, Selenium supports various programming environments to write programs. Okay, what are the supporting languages? Can you tell me, Saloni? Supporting programming languages.
Yes, Java,
Java. Next,
C Sharp,
C Sharp .NET. See, .NET is suite of technologies. In .NET, VB, .NET, ASP, .NET, C Sharp, .NET, EC++, .NET, so many technologies are there, but it supports C Sharp .NET. Next,
Perl,
Perl. Next, Python.
Python,
Next,
Ruby,
Ruby. Next, one more. Hypertext preprocessor, PHP. PHP. Okay, na? Sridevi not responding na. Okay, na, Santosh? Any queries, Santosh?
No.
Okay, okay. Madhuri, any queries regarding this point? Madhavi?
I'm okay, sir.
Okay, Selenium supports various programming environments to write programs, means test scripts, whereas UFT supports VB script only. It doesn't support other languages. Here, you can choose any one of these languages, either Java or C Sharp or Perl or Python or Ruby or PHP. Okay, come to next point. Selenium supports various browser environments. See, Selenium supports various browsers, web browsers, various web browsers. For example, here default browser is Mozilla Firefox. Why Firefox is default, that we will discuss in practical chapters. Just get the concept. Mozilla Firefox. Next, Google Chrome. Next, Internet Explorer. Next, Opera, Safari, etc. See, forget about last two browsers, Opera and Safari. First three browsers are popular browsers having more than 90% of market share. Remaining all browsers below 10% market share only. So you try to focus on these three browsers, Firefox, Chrome, IE. Nowadays, market share wise, first Google Chrome in first position, Mozilla Firefox second position, now IE is third position. Client side, server side, IE is primary, but client side, Google Chrome first, Mozilla Firefox next, third position IE. Okay, anyhow, these three browsers having more than 90% of market share, browser market share. Okay, these are the popular browsers. You try to focus on these three browsers. Okay, and one more thing, we already discussed this. Selenium is a suite of software tools. It's not a single tool. In this suite, we have four tools. Selenium IDE. In next topic, I will explain. Selenium IDE, Selenium RC, remote control, Selenium WebDriver, and Selenium Grid. Here, Selenium IDE tool, IDE doesn't support all browsers, only Mozilla Firefox. Selenium IDE supports only Mozilla Firefox. Mozilla Firefox. Observe Selenium WebDriver, Selenium RC, next Selenium Grid. Remaining 3 tools support all popular browsers, but Selenium IDE supports only Mozilla Firefox browser. Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
What about operating environments? Selenium IDE supports all these operating environments: Windows, Linux, Macintosh. Grid support, RC supports, Selenium WebDriver supports. Next, programming. What about this one? Just a minute. First of all, here also one note. Selenium IDE doesn't support programming. Selenium IDE doesn't support programming. Say only commands in Selenium IDE. It doesn't support programming. So these supporting various programming environments concept is not applicable for Selenium IDE tool. Next, here also same. This supporting various browsers point also not applicable for Selenium IDE. Okay, we covered operating environments, programming platforms, next browser platforms. Next, come to one more thing. Selenium supports various testing frameworks. See, Selenium supports various testing frameworks. You can use any one of those frameworks. What is the role of testing framework in Selenium? To group test cases, prioritize test cases, next test batch execution, batch testing, and generating test reports. Grouping test cases, executing test batches, and generating test reports. Selenium having some drawbacks. So for example, Selenium WebDriver doesn't have any built-in result reporting facility. With the help of testing framework, we can overcome that problem. Okay, it supports various testing frameworks. What is the role of testing framework, Santosh? What is the role of testing framework in Selenium automation?
We can run set up test cases as batches, group the test cases,
First grouping, then executing na.
executing. Yeah.
Follow the sequence. Grouping test cases, prioritizing test cases, executing test batches, group of test cases. Next, generating test reports. Okay na?
Okay.
Okay. Say next, I will show. That depends on, observe Prithvipal, Selenium supports various testing frameworks, but you cannot choose any one. Here, that one condition is there. That depends on operating platform, programming platform. That depends on programming environment. Selenium supports various testing frameworks, but depends on programming environment. For example, if we choose Java, then supporting frameworks are JUnit, next TestNG. TestNG. You can choose either JUnit or TestNG, any one. Next, if we choose .NET, suppose C#.NET, then supporting framework is NUnit. NUnit. See, Selenium supports various testing frameworks that depends on programming environment. For example, if we choose Java, supporting frameworks are either JUnit or supporting frameworks are JUnit and TestNG. You can choose either JUnit or TestNG. If it is C# platform, then supporting framework is NUnit. See, this is a brief introduction about Selenium. We completed first topic. What is Selenium in this chapter? See, in this topic, I explained nearly 6 points. Nearly 6 points. Can you tell me, Saloni, what are the 6 points in this first topic? What is Selenium? First one.
Yes, sir. What is Selenium?
Tell me
And
the 6 points. First point.
like it's a suite of software.
Yes, Selenium
tools.
is a suite of software tools to automate web browsers. Next point.
It is an open source tool.
It is an open source tool released under the Apache 2 license. Next, mainly used for functional and regression testing. Next, third point.
Various
It supports various operating environments. MS Windows, Microsoft Windows, Linux, Macintosh, etc. Next.
It supports various browsers like
Various
Chrome,
browsers, Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer, IE, Safari, etc. But one condition, one note I mentioned, Selenium IDE, one of the tool of Selenium suite, doesn't support.
It supports only Mozilla Firefox.
Mozilla Firefox. It doesn't support all popular browsers. It supports only Mozilla Firefox. It doesn't support Google Chrome, IE, etc. Next.
It supports various programming environments like
Java, C#, Perl, Python, Ruby, and PHP. You can use any one of those languages. Next, here also one note. Selenium IDE doesn't support programming. Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
Next.
It supports various testing frameworks.
Frameworks that depends on
programming environment.
If we choose Java, then supporting frameworks are JUnit and TestNG. If we choose C#.NET, then supporting framework is NUnit. Next, just a minute. You put mute. Madhavi, can you tell me what is the role of programming languages? Okay, what is the role of programming language in this Selenium test automation? To write,
grouping test cases.
To write test scripts, programs. To write programs. Program means test script. Okay, na? Next.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, Santosh, did you understand these 6 points?
Yes.
Any confusion?
No.
Okay. Praveen Rao, we are moving to next topic. Ask me any queries. Sridevi, Prithvipal, Venkat.
I'm clear, sir.
Who is Sridevi? Now I can hear you, Sridevi. Okay, now Sridevi, this point, what is Selenium? In this topic, we discussed 6 points. Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. All of you put mute. Krishna Chaitanya, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you try to increase the volume. Okay, put mute. Now put mute. Prudvipal. Okay. See, next come to second point. Important one. What is the second one? Selenium components or Selenium's tool suite. Before this one, I will provide brief history of Selenium project. Brief history. See, Selenium first came to life in 2004. Selenium first came to life in 2004. See, 11 years completed. UFT, formerly QTP, launched in 2002. Next, important years. In 2006, Selenium WebDriver, powerful tool in this suite. Selenium WebDriver was launched at Google. Next, in 2008, the whole Selenium team decided to merge Selenium WebDriver with Selenium RC in order to form a powerful tool called Selenium 2. See, in the year 2008, just a minute. In 2008, the whole Selenium, just a minute. The whole Selenium team decided to merge Selenium WebDriver with RC. RC stands for remote control. See, WebDriver with RC in order to form more powerful tool called Selenium 2. Observe Sridevi. Selenium 1 having 3 tools. Selenium IDE, integrated development environment. Next, Selenium RC, a remote control. Next, Selenium Grid. See, these are the tools available in Selenium 1. Next, Selenium 2. Here, WebDriver added. See, Selenium IDE. Next, Selenium RC. Next, Selenium WebDriver. Next, Selenium Grid. Just final conclusion. Selenium 1 plus Selenium Selenium 1 plus WebDriver equals to Selenium 2. Say, Selenium WebDriver was launched in order to overcome the limitations of Selenium RC. If we use Selenium WebDriver, we no need to use Selenium RC. See, Selenium RC and Selenium WebDriver purpose is same. Selenium WebDriver is powerful tool than RC. Nowadays, Selenium RC is outdated. Now, nobody is using Selenium RC for new projects. Selenium WebDriver is successor of Selenium RC. But why they carried Selenium RC in Selenium 2? Only for maintenance projects. Now, if we have Selenium WebDriver, you no need to use Selenium RC. It is successor of Selenium RC. Selenium RC outdated, only for maintenance projects. See, in Selenium 2, Selenium RC also available, but only for maintenance projects, not for new projects. Getting the point, Sridevi? Any confusion? Santosh?
No.
Krishna Chaitanya?
Sorry.
I'm clear.
Okay.
It's good, sir.
Okay, now come to Selenium suite of tools. I'm considering Selenium 2. In Selenium 2, we have 4 tools. Selenium, just a minute. Selenium components or Selenium's tool suite. Here first one, Selenium IDE, Integrated Development Environment. Next, Selenium WebDriver. Next, okay, RC also there, but nowadays outdated. Selenium RC, remote control. Next, Selenium WebDriver. Next, Selenium Grid. These are the suite of tools, or you can say Selenium components. Okay, first I am taking Selenium IDE. See, in this session, I will provide brief introduction. In practical chapters, we will discuss each and every concept in detailed manner. Here, just I am introducing. I am introducing the two Selenium components. Just introducing Selenium components. Selenium IDE, Integrated Development Environment. Okay. What is Selenium IDE? It is a Firefox plugin. It is not an independent tool like UFT or RFT or Silk Test. It is not an independent tool. Suppose UFT is an independent tool. You can download UFT and install, and you can launch UFT tool and create tests and execute. But Selenium IDE is not an independent tool. It is Mozilla Firefox plugin. On Mozilla Firefox only you can install and use this Selenium IDE. See, it is a Firefox browser plugin. Works only on Firefox. Next, Selenium IDE. Selenium IDE features. Selenium IDE drawbacks. Selenium IDE drawbacks. Okay, just a brief. First, Selenium IDE features. Say it is a prototyping tool. It is not suitable for complex test case design. It is a prototyping tool. See, it is a prototyping tool. It is a prototyping tool. To create and execute. It is a prototyping tool to create and execute test cases. Okay. Next, using Selenium IDE, you can create test cases. See, create test cases. Next, form test batches. Test batches, test suites. Say it has a recording feature, IDE, integrated development environment. It has menus and menu items. It has recording feature. Using recording feature, you can create test cases. Otherwise, if you know the syntax, you can type test cases. You can type test steps. Say it has recording feature. You can create test cases using recording. Otherwise, you can type test steps if you know the syntax. Okay. Next, edit test cases. Next, debug test cases. What is debugging? Locating and isolating errors through step-by-step execution. Debug test cases. Next, export test cases to other formats, other supporting formats. See here, supporting formats are example, just a minute. Java, Ruby, etc. Say Selenium IDE test case default format is HTML. Say Selenium IDE test case default format is HTML. But you can export to other supporting formats like Java, Ruby, but this feature is not working properly. Anyhow, in real time also Selenium IDE limited use or no use. Now most of the companies using Selenium WebDriver only. Okay, tool is there. I will explain this Selenium IDE also, practical also, but you try to use Selenium WebDriver. Okay, export test cases to other formats. Next, here how to create test cases. Just a minute, here only I will write. Using recording, we can generate test cases or using element locators and Selenium, it is not dictionary word, Selenium commands, we can type test steps. Okay, see, these are the important features of writing test cases, editing test cases, debug test cases, export test cases. These are the important features of Selenium IDE. Next, drawbacks. Contribute Saloni. Drawbacks of Selenium IDE, not Selenium suite. First drawback.
No programming feature.
Okay, before that, it supports only, it is Mozilla Firefox plugin na.
Yes, sir.
It supports only
Mozilla
Firefox. See, it supports only Mozilla Firefox browser. It doesn't support other browsers. Next, it doesn't support programming. See, it doesn't support programming. Next, Sridevi, can you contribute? Tell me drawbacks of Selenium IDE, just guess. It doesn't support programming, so we cannot develop complex test cases. It is only for simple test cases. Okay.
Yes.
Next, Krishna Chaitanya. Contribute, Krishna Chaitanya.
It supports. There is no detailed test reports.
Detailed test reports. Okay. You try to increase the volume. See, before that, it doesn't support data-driven testing. See, for data-driven testing, resource is required. For example, test data file. It doesn't support data-driven testing. No programming. Next, it doesn't generate detailed test reports. Okay. Any other? Krishna Chaitanya.
Not suitable for complex projects.
Yes, not suitable for complex test case design. Only for simple test case design. Okay, these are the drawbacks of Selenium IDE. Observe Madhuri, Sridevi. Observe Selenium has a suite of tools. Selenium IDE, Selenium RC, Selenium WebDriver and Selenium Grid. First we discussed Selenium IDE. What is Selenium IDE? Tell me in brief, just Selenium IDE features and drawbacks.
Selenium, it is actually, it's a prototyping tool.
It is a Firefox plugin, works only on Mozilla Firefox browser. It is prototyping tool. It is not suitable for complex test case design. Next.
So we can create, it creates test cases.
Create test cases, edit test cases. Next.
And
debug test cases.
We can even debug the test cases, export the test cases
to other supporting formats. Next,
to other supporting formats like Java
and
and
Ruby, etc. Next,
And
okay, drawbacks.
it supports only Mozilla Firefox.
Ah.
I mean, the browser is Mozilla Firefox.
Firefox only. Next, it doesn't support programming. Next,
Programming, and it does not support like a data-driven testing.
yes.
And it generates only the detailed.
It doesn't generate detailed
test
test reports, only summary. Okay.
Summaries. Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. Venkat, can you hear me, Venkat? See, okay, Venkat, you try to use headphones, otherwise no meaning of interactive session. Huh? Only listening. There is for only listening, there is no difference between watching a video and a live program. Live program means interaction is mandatory. Okay, at least by tomorrow, all of you try to use proper voice devices. You need to answer. Okay, Venkat. You need to answer my questions and ask your doubts. Okay. Next, okay, now Santosh, shall we move to next component?
Yes.
Next, Selenium RC, outdated. We no need to discuss this one. It is outdated. With same features, Selenium WebDriver was launched. Selenium RC outdated, but Selenium RC supports various programming environments, Java, C#, Python, Perl, etc. Next, Selenium RC supports various browsers, Mozilla Firefox, Chrome, IE, etc. But it is slow in execution due to its complex architecture. So many drawbacks are there nowadays. Selenium RC almost all scrapped. Successor of Selenium RC is Selenium WebDriver. See, Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver was launched at Google in 2006 and merged in 2000 and merged with Selenium 1 in 2008. Selenium WebDriver, powerful tool in Selenium suite. See, it is a programming interface. It is a programming interface. Doesn't have IDE. Doesn't have integrated development environment. It is a programming interface. See, editor available. You can type steps and execute. For each and everything, you need to write the program. No menus, no menu items like recording, create new test, execute test like menu items. It is a programming interface. For example, just a small case study. Selenium IDE has integrated development environment to create and execute test cases. Next, Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver has only programming interface. Programming interface. No IDE. See here for Selenium IDE available, no programming. Next, in Selenium WebDriver, programming interface available, but no IDE, integrated development environment. Next, come to market competitor EFT. EFT has both IDE and programming interface. IDE and programming interface. See Selenium WebDriver, for example, Selenium WebDriver versus EFT. Which one is powerful? EFT has IDE as well as programming interface, but WebDriver having only programming interface. Say in EFT, you can create tests using EFT tool features like recording, checkpoints, etc. Otherwise, you can use VB script programming, for example, conditional statements, loop statements, etc. Say in EFT, if you want to insert any verification point, for that you can use either EFT tool features checkpoints or VB script features flow control statements. Just example. Suppose if you want to conduct data driven testing in EFT, for that you can use EFT tool feature data table, integrated spreadsheet. Otherwise you can use VB script loop statements and object models, Excel object model, database object model, etc. But in Selenium WebDriver, only programming interface. Which one is powerful, EFT or Selenium WebDriver? We can't say. Why? Say EFT has IDE as well as programming interface, but using programming interface, we can do everything. We can do everything using programming interface. Writing code is some difficult, some time taking process, but everything is possible. But using IDE, everything is not possible. IDE is ready-made environment. Ready-made environments have limitations, but programming logic doesn't have any limitation. Using programming, you can do everything, but time-taking process. If it is IDE, you can easily create and execute tests. Getting this point, Santosh? Any confusion?
No, no, sir.
Final, Selenium WebDriver having only programming interface. Okay. Next, say we already discussed once again Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver features. Selenium WebDriver features. Say it has programming. Just a minute. It has programming interface only using element locators. What are element locators? That we will discuss later. Using element locators and WebDriver. Just a minute. Using element locators and WebDriver commands, we can create test cases. Okay. Say Selenium IDE test case is different from Selenium WebDriver. See, purpose may be same, but syntax different. Selenium IDE test case syntax different from Selenium WebDriver. See, in Selenium IDE, using element locators and Selenium commands. Selenium IDE commands are known as Selenium commands. Using element locators and Selenium commands, we create test cases in Selenium IDE. Otherwise, you can record the navigation. Next, in Selenium WebDriver, no recording facility. First of all, no IDE. For each and everything, you need to write the code. Here, using element locators and WebDriver commands, we can create test cases. Next, we already discussed, it supports various operating environments, See, Microsoft Windows, just a minute. Microsoft Windows, next Unix flavor, Linux, next Mac, Macintosh, etc. Next, it supports various browsers, to create and execute tests. Okay. Example, Mozilla Firefox, next Google Chrome, next Internet Explorer, next Safari, next Opera, etc. Next, just a minute. It supports various programming environments, Selenium WebDriver supports various programming environments. What about Selenium IDE? First of all, Selenium IDE doesn't support programming. See, it supports Java, next C#, next Python, Perl, Ruby, and PHP, hypertext preprocessor. You can use any one of these languages. Next, it supports, observe Sridevi, it supports data-driven testing, next cross-browser testing, executing tests across multiple browsers, cross-browser testing, and batch testing. What about Selenium IDE, Santosh? This point, Selenium WebDriver supports data-driven testing, cross-browser testing, and batch testing. What about Selenium IDE?
Selenium IDE
doesn't support data-driven testing, doesn't support cross-browser testing, but it supports batch testing, na?
Yeah.
Batch testing, already we discussed. See, observe. Create test cases, form test batches. Next, one more also. You can execute individual test cases and test batches. Execute, just a minute. All of you put mute. Execute test case, next test suite. Okay. Say Selenium IDE supports batch testing, but no data-driven testing, no cross-browser testing. Next, anything else, Krishna Chaitanya? Features of Selenium WebDriver. See, it supports parallel test execution, with the help of either Selenium Grid, either Selenium Grid or testing framework. See, with the help of testng or JUnit also we can conduct parallel test execution. We can conduct parallel testing framework. Okay. See, these are the important features of Selenium WebDriver. Okay, na Krishna Chaitanya, any queries? Features of Selenium WebDriver?
It's good, sir.
Madhavi, tell me features of WebDriver.
It has a programming interface only. We can use by element locators and WebDriver commands
to create test cases. Next.
To create test cases. It supports various operating environments.
Okay. Next, it
MS Windows.
Okay. MS Windows, Linux, Mac, etc. Next.
Yeah, it supports various browsers.
Next.
It supports various programming environments.
Next.
It supports data-driven testing, cross-browser testing, and batch testing.
Next.
It supports parallel test execution.
Okay. Madhuri, are you following Madhuri? Santosh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, next, drawbacks. Come to drawbacks. Drawbacks of Selenium WebDriver. Drawbacks of Selenium WebDriver. See, Madhavi, can you tell me one or two drawbacks of Selenium WebDriver? First one, it doesn't have IDE.
Have no IDE.
It doesn't have IDE. Then what is the problem? You can
creating cases is difficult. Take more time, sir.
Everything using programming interface, okay, but it takes more time. See, it doesn't have IDE, so takes more time to create test cases. Execution fast, but creating test cases only. Next, contribute. It doesn't have IDE.
No built-in result reporting facility.
No built-in result reporter. See, no built-in result reporting facility. Okay, if it is UFT, formerly QTP has result window. UFT provides test result for every test iteration. Test iteration means cycle of execution. Suppose one test is there. If you execute the test 4 times, 4 test results, 4 test iterations. Find the difference between test and test iteration. Suppose one test is there. If you execute the test 7 times, 7 iterations, 7 test results. First result, second result, third result. Suppose another test is there. If you execute the test only once, only 1 test result. Okay. UFT, formerly QTP, having built-in result reporting facility. UFT has result window. It provides test result for every test iteration, but Selenium WebDriver doesn't have built-in result reporting facility. See, using Java programming or using testng framework, we can overcome that drawback. Next, continue Madhavi. No built-in result reporting facility. Next.
It doesn't have an integrated spreadsheet for data related, sir.
Okay. No IDE na. It takes okay. no built-in spreadsheet. No built-in spreadsheet for data related operations, not only data driven testing, for data related operations. Prithvipal Singh, anything else? Prithvipal Singh.
Yes, sir.
No built-in spreadsheet for data related operations, but we can overcome that limitation using Java programming. You can import external files using Java. You can import data from external text files
External.
or
Yes,
Excel
sir.
files, etc. We can overcome. Next, anything else? Drawbacks of Selenium WebDriver. Okay, these are the important drawbacks. Anyhow, in Selenium WebDriver chapter, I will explain all concept in detailed manner. Just introduction. Selenium WebDriver. See, no, doesn't have IDE, so takes more time to create test cases. No built-in result reporting. No built-in result reporting. Next, no built-in spreadsheet for data-related operations. Next, Selenium WebDriver, limited support for image testing, etc. also there, but these are the important drawbacks. Next, come to Selenium Grid. Selenium Grid. Say, Selenium Grid is different tool. First of all, it is not for test design. For example, Selenium IDE for creating and executing test cases. Selenium WebDriver for creating and executing test cases. But Selenium Grid not for creating test cases. It doesn't have that facility. Only executing test cases. See, for executing test cases, Selenium IDE is there for IDE tests. WebDriver is there for WebDriver tests. Then why Selenium Grid? See, it supports parallel test execution. See, remember Santosh, Selenium Grid doesn't support test design, only test execution. See, it supports parallel. Okay. See, Selenium Grid. It is used to execute. It is used to execute test cases across multiple browsers. Multiple browsers. Next, multiple operating environments. Operating environments. Next, and machines. Multiple machines or computers and multiple computers. Multiple computers in parallel. Parallel. See, somebody making noise. Avoid that noise. All of you put mute. Sridevi, did you understand this concept? Selenium Grid is used to execute test cases across multiple browsers, multiple operating environments, and multiple computers in parallel. Okay, na? Santosh, did you understand this concept?
Yes, sir.
Say, what is the advantage of parallel testing?
You can execute test cases from multiple browsers and
Okay, what is the advantage? Multiple browsers. Selenium WebDriver also execute multiple browsers one by one. What is the advantage of parallel testing? See, you can save the test execution time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Suppose we have 100 test cases. As per customer requirement, we have to run all these 100 cases using Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome and IE browsers. See, all 100 test cases on Mozilla, suppose it takes 2 hours. Next, all 100 test cases on Chrome, it takes approximately 2 hours. Next, IE approximately 2 hours. Total 6 hours. If it is parallel test execution, using multiple missions, you can execute all these 100 cases in 2 hours only. You can reduce the time. How? Suppose on mission 1, 100 test cases using Mozilla Firefox. On mission 2, 100 test cases using Google Chrome. On mission 3, 100 test cases using IE. You can reduce the test execution time. You can save the time. Okay, now Sridevi, getting this point or any confusion?
No, sir, I'm clear, sir.
Tell me, what is Selenium Grid? Selenium Grid is not for test design, only for test execution. It supports
Yes,
parallel test execution. Using Selenium Grid, we can execute tests across multiple browsers, multiple operating environments, and multiple computers in parallel. Okay, now?
Yes.
Next,
Yes, sir.
just a minute. Selenium Grid. Selenium Grid 2 supports Selenium RC test cases and Selenium WebDriver test cases. Selenium WebDriver test cases. See, it doesn't support Selenium IDE test cases. Selenium RC test cases. Nowadays, Selenium RC outdated, leave it. Next, Selenium WebDriver test cases. You create test cases using Selenium WebDriver and execute those cases using Selenium WebDriver only. Otherwise, you can use Selenium Grid for test execution in parallel. Okay. This is a brief introduction about Selenium components or Selenium's tool suite. Here one recommendation before moving to next topic. Focus on observe. First one, Selenium WebDriver. IDE is just prototyping tool. RC is outdated. Selenium Grid is not for test case design. Next, Selenium WebDriver is powerful tool. Selenium WebDriver to create and execute test cases. To create and execute test cases. Next, Java programming to enhance test cases. What is enhancing test cases? Inserting verification points. Next, parameterization if required, synchronization if required, error handling, adding comments, etc. See, enhanced test cases. Next, test ng. It is here ng stands for next generation. ng stands for next generation. See, if we use Java, then supporting frameworks are JUnit and TestNG. JUnit is old one, TestNG is advanced one. next generation framework. TestNG inspired by JUnit and added some new functionality. See, you try to use TestNG in our training program also. We will discuss TestNG. It is similar to JUnit only. To group test cases. Next, prioritize. Just a minute. To group test cases. Next, prioritize test cases. Which one is first, which one is next? Like next, batch testing, executing series of tests. Batch testing and generate test reports. See, generate test reports. You focus on these three things. Okay, now, can you tell me, Santosh? Selenium WebDriver, Java programming, and TestNG framework. What is the purpose of Selenium WebDriver?
To create
and execute test cases. Next, Java programming.
Java programming to enhance the test cases.
Means inserting verification points, parameterization, synchronization, error handling, adding comments, etc. Next, framework, testing framework.
TestNG.
Okay, TestNG or JUnit. What is the role or usage?
To create
group test cases. Prioritize test cases. Next, execute test batches and generate test reports. Sequence. Grouping, prioritizing, executing, and reporting. Okay. Result reporting. Okay. Now come to third topic. Okay, now Krishna Chaitanya, shall we move to next topic?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Say, we already discussed features and drawbacks of Selenium tools. Here, suite wise, earlier we discussed Selenium IDE drawbacks, Selenium WebDriver drawbacks. This time, entire suite. Advantages and disadvantages of Selenium. First, advantages. Contribute Sridevi. Advantages. These advantages and disadvantages for entire suite of tools. Okay, some restrictions might be there. Madhavi, contribute. First, it is open source now. It is open source. See, it is an open source software. So, anybody can download and use with free of cost. Free of cost. It is open source software. For example, UFT. UFT is vendor tool. Vendor is HP. License is required in order to use. Use and get technical support, license is required for UFT. UFT is vendor tool, vendor HP. RFT, rational functional tester, vendor tool, vendor IBM. But Selenium is open source. Anybody can download and use with free of cost. Contribute, Madhavi. Any other?
It supports various browsers.
Okay. It supports various first sequence maintain. maintain the sequence. It supports various operating environments, operating environments. Next, browsers and
Programming
programming
languages.
platforms. Okay. Okay. Whereas UFT supports only Microsoft Windows operating environment. Next, only VB script programming environment. Next, contribute Santosh. Important advantages.
It can be used to automate web applications
Web
and
applications only. Is it advantage
only.
or drawback?
That's a drawback.
Drawback. It's not advantage. Anything else, Saloni?
Don't remember, sir, now.
Okay, cool. Can you tell me Pradvipal Singh? Pradvipal.
Sir,
Ah,
I think that's all, sir.
that's it. Okay, it's open source tool, supports various operating environments, browsers and programming environments. No other advantages?
Parallel test execution.
Yes, parallel test execution.
Using testing framework.
Okay, either framework or Selenium grid, it supports. So for example, UFT doesn't support parallel test execution. It supports parallel test case execution. Okay. Next, come to drawbacks or disadvantages. Contribute Krishna Chaitanya. Disadvantages.
It supports only desktop applications.
It doesn't support desktop applications.
Yeah.
Don't confuse. It supports web applications only, browser based applications only. It supports web applications only. This is one drawback. Next, Sridevi, contribute. Santosh, say yes or no, don't drag. It supports web applications only. Next, since it is open source, no reliable technical support from anybody. No reliable technical support. No reliable technical support. If it is UFT, vendor HP provides technical support. Here, no reliable technical support. Next, limited support for image testing. Image testing. If it is UFT, rich support. Next, continue Pradvipal Singh. Any other? No other tool. No other tool integration. Integration for test management. Test management includes defect management. Test management. If it is UFT, formerly QTP, ALM, Quality Center is there for integration. ALM can be integrated with UFT. Here no other tool integration. Okay, for defect management, we need to choose any other tool, but tools can't be integrated. We can't. We have to operate these tools separately. Next, any other, Pradipal?
Oh,
Suppose if it is Selenium WebDriver, it takes more time for test case design. Why? Everything is programming. No tool
no
feature.
tools
No tool feature.
menu.
For example, if you take Selenium IDE, tool features are there but no programming. So takes more time
To educate.
to create
And then
test cases in Selenium WebDriver. Why? No tool features, only no tool features,
only
only programming.
program.
Next, when it compares to other tools like UFT, RFT, difficult to
Too less.
configure, difficult to set up, difficult but possible. Set up test environment. All of you put mute. Difficult to set up test environment, etc. Say what is difficult to set up test environment. If it is UFT, download UFT software. Next, install. Everything will be available. If it is Selenium, you need to install Java separately. Next, Selenium WebDriver, you have to add Selenium WebDriver bindings. Next, you need to download and install testing framework. All you need to configure. If it is UFT, you just install UFT, then tool features and VB script also integrated. VB script also integrated. You no need to install VB script engine separately, integrated. But here we need to configure each and everything. Okay, these are the drawbacks. Okay, tell me, Sridevi, suit wise advantages and drawbacks. Quick.
It is an open source software. Like anybody can download it. It supports various operating systems. Like
various browsers and various
browser and programming environments.
Good. Next.
We can even execute parallel.
Parallel test execution is possible. Okay. Next, drawbacks. Come to drawbacks. Since it is open source tool, no reliable technical support. Next, it doesn't support desktop applications, etc. Only web applications. It supports only web applications. Next.
Yes, and limited support
for image testing. No other tool integration for test management. Next.
And it is difficult to set up the test
environment when it compares to vendor tools like UFT, RFT, etc. Okay. See, this is about this is a brief introduction about this is a brief explanation about advantages and disadvantages of Selenium. Next, come to last topic. Any queries, Santosh, Saloni,
No,
Madhavi? Pradvipal? Any queries regarding this third topic?
No, sir.
Okay, cool. Next, come to fourth topic. See, Selenium environment setup. See, in this session, I will provide theoretical approach only theoretical steps. In practical chapters, I will show how to configure Selenium. Here only just theoretical steps. It is not time to discuss practical concepts. In practical chapters, I will show Selenium environment setup, but here just theoretical steps. Say Before Selenium environment setup, first choose Selenium Tools. Choose Selenium Tools. Suppose Selenium IDE. Selenium IDE is prototyping tool, not for complex test execution. So nowadays most of the companies are selecting Selenium WebDriver. Next, programming language. For example, Java. Most of the Selenium testers are using Java. Nearly 78% testers. Next framework, etc. First choose Selenium Tools, then configure. For example, we selected Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver. Next, Java. Next, TestNG framework, etc. Then how to configure. See, test environment setup. Follow the steps, Sridevi. First step, download only theoretical steps. Practical I will show later. Download
Okay.
and extract. Download and extract Eclipse IDE. Say this Eclipse IDE is Eclipse IDE also freeware, open source. It is for writing and executing computer programs. It is for writing and executing computer programs, Java, Perl, Python, PHP, etc. Okay, forget about other environments. Our usage is Java. See, using this Eclipse IDE, you can create and execute Java programs. See, Eclipse IDE. You no need to install Eclipse IDE. Just download and extract Eclipse IDE. After extraction, you can get Eclipse Launcher in Eclipse IDE folder. By clicking on that Eclipse Launcher, you can launch Eclipse IDE. Okay. Say, what is the how to download and extract, and what is the advantage of Eclipse IDE? Anyhow, that we will discuss in practical chapter. Just remember, download and extract Eclipse IDE. What is the purpose of Eclipse IDE in our scenario? What is the purpose of Eclipse IDE in our scenario? Saloni.
Yeah, to write and execute test cases.
To write and execute Java programs. Okay. Next, download and install Java. Here particularly JDK, Java Development Kit. Download and install Java software. Say you can download Java software from either from java.com or from oracle.com. See, Java developed by Sun Microsystems, and now it is subsidiary of Oracle Corporation. Next, download Selenium WebDriver Java language bindings. Say Selenium WebDriver Ruby bindings different, Perl bindings, Java bindings. See, based on language, we are going to use, suppose we are going to use Java. So download Selenium WebDriver Java language bindings from official site of Selenium, seleniumhq.org. Say download Selenium WebDriver Java language bindings from seleniumhq.org, and no installation, just add. These are jar files, Java archive files, and add WebDriver. How to add I will show in practical chapter. And add WebDriver jar files to Java project, where? In Eclipse IDE. In Eclipse IDE. Next, see, Firefox is default driver. Why it is default I will explain in practical chapters. First, download other browser drivers. Download browser drivers. Example, Chrome, IE, etc. Mozilla Firefox, you no need to download. It is default. Download browser drivers. No need to install. And extract. Say if you want to conduct cross-browser testing, then browser drivers required. Suppose Mozilla Firefox, you can execute directly. No driver required. Driver default, built-in. Suppose if I want to execute test cases using Chrome browser, first I need to download Chrome browser, one-time activity. Next, you need to set the Chrome driver path in Selenium test case, then execute. Next, IE driver, you set the IE driver path and execute using IE browser. Say test cases are same, but browser drivers only vary from one browser to another. Test case same. Say you can create test cases using Mozilla Firefox and execute test cases using same Mozilla Firefox or Chrome or IE. Test cases are same for all browsers. Browser driver only varies from one browser to another. Download browser drivers and extract. Whenever you want to conduct cross-browser testing, then set the driver path. For Mozilla Firefox, no driver required. It is default. Next, download testng. Just a minute. Download testng framework. Download testng framework from Eclipse, not from hard disk, not from desktop, from Eclipse. Launch Eclipse and download testng from Eclipse. And install. Then test environment is ready. IDE, Java programming, Eclipse IDE, Java programming. Next, WebDriver, Java language bindings. Next, browser drivers. Next, testing framework. Okay now? Can you tell me, Sridevi, steps for test environment setup? First, choose Selenium tools. For example, Selenium WebDriver, Java programming, TestNG framework.
Programming and test engine.
Okay, TestNG framework. Next, tell me the steps. Tell me the steps.
Download and extract the Eclipse.
Eclipse. It is for writing and it is for writing and executing Java programs in our scenario. But Eclipse IDE not only for writing and executing Java programs, it is used for other computer programming languages also, Perl, Python, Ruby, etc., PHP. But in our scenario, purpose of Eclipse IDE is writing and executing Java programs. Okay, continue next. Second step.
Install Java software.
Install Java software to write programs, test scripts. Okay. Next, third step.
Selenium WebDriver, like for Java
download
language.
Selenium WebDriver Java language bindings from
its official site, like Selenium
hq.org, hq.org, and
WebDrivers like Java jar files.
Java archive files, jar files, WebDriver jar files to Java project.
Java
in where?
In Eclipse IDE. Eclipse IDE.
Eclipse IDE. Okay. Next.
Then
download browser
drivers, like browsers like Chrome and Internet Explorer,
etc.
Safari,
but not Mozilla Firefox. Why? Mozilla Firefox is default driver.
Yes.
Okay. Next.
And last one, I didn't remember that.
TestNG.
Some test engine.
Download TestNG from Eclipse IDE and install.
And install.
Then environment is ready. Then you can create, say, then suppose test environment is ready. Test environment ready. Then using WebDriver. Here, just a minute. Using WebDriver. Here, element means object. Edit box is element, button is element, link is element, checkbox is element, radio button is element. Using element locators and WebDriver commands. WebDriver commands are methods using element locators and WebDriver methods create test cases. Next, Java programming. Enhance tests, enhance test cases, insert verification points. Next, synchronization if required, synchronization. Next, parameterization if required. It's not mandatory for all tests, but verification points are mandatory for all test cases, but synchronization, parameterization optional only for some test cases. not for all test cases. Next, error handling and adding comments, add comments, etc. Next, several times we discussed the role of TestNG framework. TestNG framework. Santosh?
Group the test case.
Yes, group
Right.
test cases. Next, prioritize. Prioritize test cases. Next, execute. Just a minute. Execute test cases, batches. Execute test cases. Next,
reports
and generate test reports. Generate test reports. Okay. Say, this is a brief introduction about Selenium. I'm going to close the session. Any queries? One by one. I will give chance to one by one. Today we discussed the first chapter of Selenium, say Introduction to Selenium. In this chapter we discussed 4 topics. What is Selenium? Next, Selenium components or Selenium's tool suite. Next, advantage and disadvantage of Selenium. Next, Selenium environment setup. Next, first, just a minute. Aarti, have any queries? Aarti joined late. Next, Krishna Chaitanya.
No queries, sir. Thank you.
Krishna Chaitanya, any queries regarding this today's session?
No, sir.
Okay, cool. Madhuri. Madhuri not responding. At least type in chat window. Yes or no? Praveen Rao. Prithvipal Singh.
Yes, sir. No queries, sir. I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Prithvipal. Saloni.
I'm good, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Madhuri. Okay, Praveen Rao. They typed message. Venkat. Okay, Venkat. Next, Santosh.
No, sir.
Okay.
I'm okay.
See, we will meet tomorrow, same time. Thank you.